Hello, everybody, and welcome inside the 30-minute Lunchbreak podcast. This is episode 84. I'm your host, Brandon Rosenthal. Alongside me is our co-host, Eric Garcia. What's going on, man? How you doing today?
Good, man. I'm good.
Right on. Today is Thursday, March 30th, and we're going to talk some NBA because it's lunchtime, and that's what we do here.
Yep.
So we talk sports on our actual lunch breaks. So what we really usually do is talk about all the hot topics, and mainly most sports if you're new to the show. Sometimes we hit up NFL, NBA, we're going to hit some baseball, boxing. But today is NBA. We are going to discuss this amazing NBA season that is pretty much almost finished now. We're going to talk about some Harden and Westbrook and the amazing statistical, what a tongue twister, seasons they're having. And we're not really of who's the MVP and who's better, really just marvel at the stats they've put up and the games they've put up and maybe compare them to some of the older, better seasons in the past. And then we're going to talk about some playoff seedings in the East and West. So, without further ado, let's get started, man. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
So, I wanted to start off with like Harden and Westbrook just because of the crazy triple-double that Russ had yesterday.
Yep.
57 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, another game winner. This was his fourth straight triple-double, his 38th of the season. He is 3 shy of tying the Big O. And that guy is really pissed off by that horn.
Yeah, and he's still averaging a triple-double.
He's still averaging a triple-double. I put his numbers right here. He's averaging 31.8 points, 10.6 rebounds, and 10.4 assists.
The assist is the one that's kind of hard, but he's there still.
Well, I mean, to be honest, somebody said that, or not somebody, but I think maybe it was Bleacher Report or somebody posted that he needs to average 5 rebounds and like 6 assists to get a triple-double for the rest of the year or something like that.
Because the points, no one's obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he's not.
He could zero out.
Exactly, and still get over 10. But this is where, like, I think these numbers are pretty impressive when it comes to it. 1.7 steals, so he's close to 2 a game. 35 minutes a game, so he's under 35 minutes, which is still pretty impressive. So he's on the bench for about 13 minutes a game. He's shooting 42% from the field, 34% from 3, and 84% from the free throw line. And the 34%, we think, oh, Russ is a bad shooter. 34% is not bad.
Yeah. Well, look, the more
he has his 1 for 9 nights.
The way the league changes, stats change as well.
Yeah.
The more threes people are shooting, the more shots people are putting up, the percentage is going to go down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's that's just the nature of it. So like the more and more it's just you know the game, so you're like, okay, it's okay. Some of these shots are gonna miss.
Yep.
But for the most part, he's hitting at a nice clip.
He shoots him at a nice clip. He still makes his free throws. He does shoot a high volume, and he has the ball in his hands a ton. He's played 74 games, the same amount as Harden, and you know he takes pride in not missing games and playing every game, and you know that kind of stuff matters. The Big O, when he got his triple double, he averaged 30.8 points a game, 12.5 rebounds, and 11.4 assists back in 1962.
That's just crazy impressive.
So super impressive.
Look at just basically what they're saying here is look at Westbrook and throw in another rebound or assist per game, on top of the sick, amazing season we've seen. I mean, Big O went off.
The Big O went
different
off.
times. We talked about that before, but still, it doesn't matter. It didn't get done by other guys in that time.
2 rebounds and an assist.
Yeah, 2. You're right.
2 rebounds.
2 full, like 2.5 rebounds and shit.
So, and let's talk about Harden stats real quick. Well, first of all, let's not take away from. This is the most points in a triple double in NBA history.
Yeah, 11. How do you get 11 assists when you had 57 points?
Free throw line.
Yeah.
I didn't look at his free throw line numbers, but that's how you get it done.
You're assuming he went at least 15 times to the line.
Yeah, at least something like that. Those are free points. You know.
And
but
this game went overtime, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, I wonder how many team assists the Thunder had in total. Was it 12?
They're all his.
He had the ball in his hand the entire time. You know, what do you think? Is it the most impressive triple-double you've ever seen? Like, is the triple-double even... You know, I know we talked about this before, but, you know, we're seeing him such a high clip, 38 this season in the 74 games he's played.
Well,
you know.
they don't get any worse from me. I keep enjoying them every single time. I'm not going to be there. Well, not yet. I'm not even going to pretend I'm like jaded, like, oh, you know, what's the big deal? It's just a triple-double.
People are writing articles on the internet saying that. Like,
No,
what's the big deal about it?
Because
why is the triple-double is meaningless now? It's just a stat.
Yeah, what? I agree with that to some. The stats are just stats. You know what I mean? Like, the reason why I'm giving Westbrook his pump is because on top of the triple doubles, he's balling the fuck out.
He's he's leading
again
his team.
Example, 57 points.
Yeah.
Maybe triple double. You're right. If you're a guy averaging 12, 12, and 12, maybe that's not crazy impressive. Even though I think that's impressive as hell. But when you're a guy that's going 12, but you could also go for like 50, that's crazy impressive to me.
57.
I'm not gonna. I can't knock a triple double.
Can't knock somebody.
Not just yet. Maybe I changed my mind. But fuck no. Right now, a triple double will continue to impress me.
And I just realized my seatbelt's on.
You ready to go?
I'm ready to go, man. I'm just playing it safe. Playing it safe.
As usual, huh?
You know, I think it's incredibly impressive, and you're right.
Well, look,
11 assists and 57 fucking points. You know,
look, Harden is not too far off from a triple double himself.
No, yeah, we can go to Harden. 29 points a game, 8 rebounds, 11.3 assists, which is first in the NBA, by the way.
Yeah,
leading the league in assists per game at 11.3 for a shooting guard or a point guard. Or just a guard now.
Yeah, combo guard.
He's just a guard, a playmaking guard.
Yeah. That since he's so skilled, I mean, the assist is gonna be there for him.
Yeah. Did you hear the pod with Bill Simmons and Steve Nash?
No, I saw that.
So that Nash was talking about playmaking guards, and now there's not really a point guard. Now they're just playmakers, guys that can just make plays. It doesn't matter. Either if it's for me, it's for you. I'm gonna make a play.
Yeah.
And
because I could drive, I can shoot, so it lends itself to it.
Harden's shooting numbers are a little bit more impressive. He's shooting 45% from the field, 35% from three, and 85%. So if you look at that, we think Harden. If you ask, you look at Harden and you take a look at his jump shot, and you see the shots he makes, you would ask, if I ask you who's a better three-point shooter, you would say Harden without a doubt, right?
Yeah.
Not even question. He's only 1% better.
Yeah, 1%.
Than Westbrook, which is crazy.
And pretty much in all of the stats, besides the overall percentage.
Yeah. Field goal percentage, he's a little bit higher. Westbrook does take a little bit. He's not the pure shooter that Harden is. But Harden does create a lot, and when you create a lot, you're going to take a lot of the shots at the end of the shot clock, the bad shots, the double teams.
Yeah,
you get those when you're the leader of the team. It happens. So that probably a couple percentage points here and there. That probably what kept Kobe from being a 46, 47% shooter was those shots. So probably doing the same thing for these guys.
You demand the shots. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, me too. I mean, I think.
And I know Harden and Westbrook are okay with it.
They are. They used to play together.
Like if someone said, if he's telling the coach, I want more shots, and if a coach or somebody would have said, but your percentage is gonna go down, you think they're gonna give a shit?
Yeah, my percentage, coach.
What's that? Fuck my percentage. I want my shots to go up.
Yeah, that's what.
They're the kind of guys that get impressed with attempts. They don't even look at the points.
Well, most.
How many did he get? I don't know, but he threw it up 30 times, so that's props.
Well, excuse me. Most of these guys in the league, they want minutes.
Yeah.
That's what they care about the most, minutes. Time on the court, rather than shots or whatever, because once they're on the court, anything, you can get the ball.
Harden's almost at 30, he's 36.5 minutes per game.
36.5 minutes per game, which is almost
Does anybody play 40 minutes a game now?
No.
Who plays 40 minutes a game?
Nobody.
That just doesn't happen anymore. You're like a fucking Iron Man. You're considered like the tough guy in the league if you play 40 minutes.
I think you look at as a stupid guy if you play 40 minutes in the league.
That's
now.
crazy. That's just a change in the game.
If you play 40 minutes a game, you're looked at as an idiot who's wasting all those minutes in the regular season when you can be using them in the playoffs. And it's like, well, you know what? Like, I don't know. We had to talk about resting players, but I just, you fucking players want to play, man. And if my players don't want to play, then I don't want them on my team.
Yeah. Because they're making it such a business, I understand. But some of these guys are like, I just like playing basketball. They probably mean it.
Yeah.
Some guys just want to play basketball as many times as they can.
And, you can see where Harden was fairly distracted last year. He had a shoe and he had the Kardashian. And this year it's no shoe.
And no D'Antoni.
Oh, no, with Dan and D'Antoni.
Oh, yeah, last year with the last year with Kardashian.
And now he's with D'Antoni, focused, in shape. Makes a huge difference. What's more impressive to you? These 2 seasons that we're seeing now, the crazy stats, triple doubles almost. Wilt's 50 and 25. Kobe averaging 35 that season. MJ averaging 37. And by the way,
well, that gets entered in that thing. I can't even come up. That's 2 points better. Why would I say that's better? I can't.
37.1. Yeah.
If I'm gonna go with the
in 1988, I think. So Kobe and MJ are the only 2 dudes to average 35 points since 1967. And that's because in 1967, I think there was Jerry West, and then there's just a shitload of doing
it all. 50 points and 25 boards.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
that's
unheard of. That's unheard of. I mean, to me, there's no season better than that.
When's the last time we had a center average 20? Like, close to 20 a game.
When was the last time we had a center average 15?
Exactly. It's like the assist number we're talking about. It like 12 is really impressive, but I think I want a guy to get to 14 or something. That's the number I want to see. Same with rebounds.
That was the most ever is Stockton at 14 point something a game in one season. 14. That's that's over. Well, because guys are hitting threes, 30 points, dude.
What I mean is doable. Since so many guys are shooting, if you become that guy on a team that just wants to pass,
like Harden can't average 22 and 15.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm sure he can. On
but
that team,
he's demanded to because of the offense is ran through him.
Yeah.
He's supposed to take these shots.
Whereas Russ is like squeezing those 10 assists out, like 10.34. Like that's what it comes out to. Because it's like, I don't think you can make Oladipo a better player.
The guys around him also, and the offense overall.
Well, the shooting on Houston. If they had the shooting on OKC, then maybe a different story.
Exactly.
So what is? Or I also put like any LeBron season. So what is a better? What's the best season from these? Can you even pick one? Is it impossible?
What's hard? I think every year, because I think why the MVP is a good race to me.
Mm-hmm. It's
not a thing that I compare to like who's the best MVP we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different argument. We have the argument as who's the best player. That's how I would have that argument.
Yeah.
The MVP. Why I like the MVP race is because it's per season. It only should pertain to this season.
Yeah.
Like it's like every season has a certain guy or 2, 3 that stand the fuck out, and this year they're making it a fun race.
Yeah.
Kobe, when he said is like maybe this year we get a co-MVP. This could be the year. I would not campaign for that one. And I do think the two guys that are going at it right now, if we're narrowing it down to two, because obviously Kawhi is still in the mix, and LeBron should still be considered always. You know what I mean? He's the best player in the league, so he should be the MVP. But it's always been a traveling award. It's not something that Michael Jordan didn't win it every year when he was clearly the best player.
Yeah.
That's just not the way that this works. Again, it's a per season. We want a storyline out of it.
Yeah, but then it's also weird when MJ retires and the Bulls win 55 games.
Yeah.
So it's just like, maybe you may not win the championship, but
he had equity.
Yeah, obviously.
Like he was clearly the best. Then you could bring up 3 other seasons where he was clearly the best and didn't get it. Minimum.
Of course.
So
and Kobe had that a lot.
Exactly. It's just and it happens that way. So to me, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really glad it's coming down to the wire.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point where I've stopped like hating on one, or I haven't really been hating on any, but I don't want to pick one and say that guy's better than this or that season's better. It's just really, as a basketball fan, it's really impressive. It's fun to watch. These guys are, the effort level you see from them is something you want your team. Like, I want the Lakers to watch these guys and be like, okay, well, this is how the effort level needs to go. Like, this is what I need to do in order to win in this level. I may not need to get a triple-double because I have a lot of guys around me, but if we all put in the work and the effort, we can win basketball games. Basketball's simple. These guys are just playing fucking hard. They're playing extremely hard. They're super gifted.
But they're both, that's why it's a good race, because I feel like they're both getting the best out of each other. Like, they're both, even if they might say, I'm just worried about me, you know what's going on.
Plus,
there's somebody else doing certain things, and you want to compete. You want to be the best guy. You just do. Like, if you're close.
Yeah, and then plus, we can start with the playoff. We can just move on to the playoff seedings before we head out of here. There we go. So before we head out of here, because they're slated to play each other in the first round right now.
Yeah, that's what makes it more exciting. And they played in recent time.
Yep.
This is going to be exciting.
So in the West right now, Golden State pretty much solidified they're the 1 seed. They are now 3.5 games. The last time we had a podcast about the NBA, the Spurs had barely a game lead.
No, they didn't. They tied.
They tied. That's right.
And I remember making that point because you were gloating already.
I know, because I was right for 1 second.
And but you weren't right yet. I was like, they're still there.
Yeah, I know. I was right for 1 second, and now I'm wrong, and now it's over. They just turned it on. They've won 9 in a row.
I'm not a
Durant's coming back in a week. And now they're 3.5 games up on the Spurs, and pretty much 1 and 2. That's done.
This is destined, bro. It's the number 1 seed's gonna be.
Yep.
You know what might not happen is on the other side. We'll get to that.
And we'll get to that. But we'll see about that. The race between the 4, 5, 6 is kind of heating up. Jazz and Clippers is really for playoff seeding, but the Thunder definitely have a chance to sneak in there and get one of these teams. They're 43 and 31 right now. They have the same amount of losses as the Clippers, and they have 2 less wins. So it'll be interesting to see where those go.
The Clippers, dude, man, that team is not.
Can you see the Clippers sliding down to the 6th seed?
Yes.
And then beating the Rockets?
No, I see them sliding down.
So they're just not winning.
But not. I mean, I don't see them beating the Rockets. I just can't.
Do you see them beating anybody? The Jazz?
The Jazz, but not. I mean, that would be a good tough series. But I could see the Jazz beating them still for sure. Dude, and it's not even the skill. Yeah. We already know these guys can play. There's something off about that team.
Yeah, there is
something
something
like they peaked and they're on the way down.
Well, Chris Paul looked great last night, and he's been looking really good. I think they can win a playoff series. I really do.
Yeah, but I mean they've done that.
I think I can
There's
also.
not a team that's trying to win a playoff.
Yeah, but
series.
they've also been a higher seed with home court. This is something new to them, where they're not going to be a top 4 seed and then have to scrap and fight and try and win games on the road early in the season. Maybe that will wake them up. I don't know. Not that I'm a huge fan of the Clippers because or their banners.
I'm not banking on that.
No, I wouldn't bank on them to win. I think they. I guess I want to see where they play the first round first, but I do think they have the capability of definitely winning a series or 2. It all depends. They have.
Yeah, I can see them winning 1. There's no way I see them 2. Not right now.
It all depends on where they end up. If they play the Spurs, maybe they match up well against the Spurs. If they play the Thunder, absolutely not. The Thunder. I'm sorry. If they play the Warriors, absolutely not. We all know that. Portland has now risen to the 8th seed. They beat Denver, and now Denver is pretty much done. They're not going to make. I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
Portland would be another team again if you want me to mention that who the Clippers could be.
Well, they're not going to play them.
I know, but I'm saying if you were going to make me say it.
So this is pretty much the race for the 8th seed is a race to get the shit kicked out of you by the Warriors, which is going to be interesting.
I mean, the 2 seed might be able to say the same thing.
The Bosnian Beast, bro.
Yeah, that fool's
Nurkic, man. I like him a lot. He's
we
very
like
good.
that trade. We really liked that. Well, we thought he's good.
I mean, especially, we liked it for Portland because I thought Nurkic was good. He was playing good for Denver, and then when you have Jokic, maybe you can't figure how to play those 2, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But, maybe not trading him. Maybe don't trade the guy who's valuable to a team that you're fighting against for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Not the best. And then the race this is not a playoff race, but it's a race. The race for the worst in the West between our beloved LA Lakers and the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers almost cost this position by almost beating Washington, and then John Wall came and smacked around.
I wanted that to happen because I just wanted them to win that game.
Well, yeah, D-Lo was looking great. I mean, obviously, we had an amazing third quarter.
Yeah. Look, man, if it were obviously everybody wants to end with the pick, that makes sense. But to me, if you intentionally lose games, it never works out. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. It just doesn't matter. I know that. I know. Obviously, that's just bullshit. Karma maybe is just bullshit. Right. Maybe that doesn't exist. But still, dude, there's no way I would do this. I've mentioned this over time. The Lakers suck.
Yeah,
they're not a good team. So why would you want them to lose? They're going to take care of that on their own.
Yeah, we don't need to.
The Lakers are going to try to win as many games as they possibly can. They still only win 30 games.
30? Well, we thought 33, 44, but now it's going to be 21. And also, shout out to Devin Booker, for his 70-point game, which was fucking astonishing and unbelievable. And for people who are hating on that game,
because they used fouls
in the last minute. So what?
Who gives a shit?
David Robinson did the same thing when he was racing Shaq. It doesn't matter. 70 points is...
Watson, the coach, he straight up said...
stop him.
Yeah, stop it.
Fucking stop him.
I mean, that's the answer to all this shit, with the celebrating...
Dude, you know what? If you... It's like in football. I'm scoring. Well, fucking stop me, man. You got a whole defense
when you
out there.
Stare at that ball, yeah.
Strike me out, bitch. Fuck.
I just hit that shit way past you.
That's man. I'm not allowed to gloat, but you can strike me out and glare at me and be and scream. Fuck that, It's like an NBA, but the NBA is totally cool if you make a 3-pointer and you do some crazy J.R.
No, but it's
Smith
not an
dance.
Overall thing. It's a specific person thing.
Yep.
It's not a sport. It's just some people just
have Napoleon syndrome, even if they're tall. It's weird. And in the East, before we get out of here, the race between Boston and Cleveland for the 1 seed is tied right now. Right now, Cleveland has the 1 seed and Boston has a 2 seed. Washington is slated at the 3 seed. Who do you think comes out on top? Do you think it matters?
No. I think it matters for...
because right now Miami's
I think it would have mattered if Cleveland had a chance to get the 1 overall. Mm-hmm. That mattered.
Yeah.
but I don't think it matters how they came out in the East, really.
True.
You know, at this point, if you have no shot for the number 1 overall seed, then 1, 2. Obviously, you maybe, of course, maybe you don't want to fall too far, but
I mean, their percentage points difference. Celtics have a 64 winning percentage, 64%, and the Cavs are 64.4.
What
So
it does
it's
make
like
a
right
difference
there.
is for the other teams.
Yeah, Cavs would be famous.
I was looking at this through Cleveland's opinion. Like, it doesn't matter to Cleveland; they're getting there no matter what. But if you're one of the other seeds, yeah, you do want to go. You want to be the Celtics would definitely benefit from a 1 seed.
For sure, they're a much better home team.
The Wizards. I mean, if the Wizards can come out, I
doubt
it's likely,
it. They're
of course
3 games back.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, for those teams, it mattered more.
Yeah.
It would matter more. Than
Sure.
Cleveland, it's like, if they were the 3 seed, Cleveland wouldn't
They
worry.
have LeBron. If LeBron going 100% and Kyrie.
Yeah, that would be the only question they're going to ask you. Is LeBron still on this
Is
team?
LeBron healthy? Yep.
Not even is he healthy. Is he on this team?
Is he on the team? Okay. And the 8th seed right now, the Pacers have sunk all the way to the 8th seed and are sinking fast. We'll end on this. Paul George is pissed off.
Yeah.
They've lost 2 in a row and a bunch of games before that. They're only a game and a half up on Chicago. And if Chicago can still muster out some sort of anything, they can make the playoffs. And maybe even, I just want to see some Wade and LeBron in the first round. Even if it's just the end of Wade in Chicago.
I don't know why. Look.
The end of Jimmy Butler. Well, maybe we can talk about that too. So PG and Jimmy Butler both are pretty much out of there.
They're both Lakers. Those are both 2 Lakers right there.
That would be fucking
those are 2 Lakers.
So we
dude.
just draft Lonzo and
That's
trade
a 2 and
everybody
a 3.
else?
That's a 2 and a 3. Draft Lonzo. You know what I mean?
All right.
And you're going to go.
So there you go. There you have it. We fixed the Lakers magic. If you're listening, there it is. That's it. So they're both gone. So PG has said every quote out of his mouth is like, this team has no fucking heart. They have no hustle. They don't want to do anything.
I think that's what I was going to say coming in reference to that. I think that's how Indiana's reacting also. They know he's gone.
Yeah.
It's just like a end of a relationship where people probably like, we broke up already, but I can't afford to get my own spot yet, so we're kind of
We're just going to talk shit every
we're
now
just
and
gonna,
then.
talk every time we see each
We're
other
just
in the
going to
hall.
leave that there?
Yeah, just get on each other's nerves as much as we can, and that's what's going on right there. He's forced to play the rest of the season. That's just a fact.
That's true.
You know, he can't come out and say I don't want to make the playoffs. Of course, he wants to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it's like really, it's what I told you about Dwayne, Wade, where it's like, you really think it matters? It doesn't matter. Like he knows they're gonna get bounced whether they make it or not. That's why I'm not excited for Chicago to make it because I don't think they have a real team.
True.
I just don't.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to do it for us. Chicago, you don't have a real team. And the Lakers, just do what we said, and we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much... Oh, and Russ and Harden, keep doing your thing, guys. That's pretty much the outcome of this.
And real quick, last day of Tripod.
This is the last day of Tripod, so please tell a friend about a podcast you like. If it's ours, great. If not, that's okay. We get it.
And let us know which podcast you're listening to by hashtagging Tripod.
Use Tripod. This was episode 84. Guys, thank you very much for listening. Find us on the web at 30minutelunchbreak.wordpress.com. You can check us out on social, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you can subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. So, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget, Tripod. Thanks, guys. Later.
Peace.